You are now tuned into Two Drunk Sistas podcast, unscripted and uncensored. Grab yourselves a drink and enjoy.
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome to
Two Drunk Sistas podcast.
I'm D.
And I'm W.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Hey.
Y'all, did you guys know that Stella Rosa had, this is not sponsored, I really wish it was, but Stella Rosa has a new flavor, at least new to us, lemon lime Stella Rosa. Have you guys tried it? It's good.
Cheers, guys.
It's really good. You guys should try it. And so today...
So today we're going to talk about the movie Glorious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's they say it's like a Lovecraftian-esque story-esque.
I'm not gonna lie. D said it was like that Nicolas Cage...
Willy's Wonderland?
Man, I fucking hate that movie. And I was like, hell no.
Did you hate it that bad?
I did. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I think I fell asleep.
Yeah, I think you did fall asleep.
And so when she said that, I said, I ain't watching that shit. But I saw the trailer and I said, you know what? This might be something.
Yeah, the trailer, it didn't look that bad. So what the internet said the movie is about. Wes ends up at a remote rest stop after a breakup and finds himself locked inside the bathroom. When a mysterious figure begins speaking from an adjacent stall, Wes soon realizes he's involved in a situation more terrible than he could ever imagine. Now, if you are a watcher of True Blood, Jason Stackhouse. Jason Stackhouse. Ryan Quanten.
Is he Canadian bacon? You got it. Maybe he's Canadian. I don't know.
But Ryan is in it from True Blood. And then you have the voice of the entity that's in this movie, voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, so the movie starts off basically with a guy on the road driving somewhere. And he looks like he dazed off and he comes to...
Dazed off?
He dazed off.
Yeah, he did daze off. Stella.
He dozed off. He dozed off to the days. Mm-hmm. He comes back because I guess he kind of went. Well, yeah. I want to say he fell asleep.
He fell asleep. Yeah.
So it looks like he was driving all night. Anyway, he ends up at this rest stop. Y'all know if you guys travel, go on road trips. There's weird rest stops. I ain't fucking stopping in certain places because you know better. Anyway, he comes to this rest stop. He has a bunch of clothes in the back seat, and it looks like, I don't know, your mind kind of goes to like something's going on with this guy. He looks weird.
Yeah, he just looked like he moved.
He's disheveled.
It looked like he just was like he moved somewhere. Yeah. And he kept on having flashbacks of this woman that we think is his ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, okay, did she die? And D was like, oh, I think it's a breakup. And I'm like, all of that? Because he really was like, there was distraught. A teddy bear in the car. Distraught. Yeah, and the teddy bear played like some kind of I love you thingy when you press the paw.
Right.
Paw. And I'm like, all of that for a breakup, I guess.
Right.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And so he gets out the car, sees a vending machine, tries to get it out. We see this weird woman who's there with a cup of whatever the fuck is in her cup. It could be cognac, for goodness sake. We don't know.
What was she drinking? Coffee?
Probably coffee.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, but you see, Wes was having trouble with the vending machine.
Is that maybe like the only thing that's in the vending machine?
It was the only snack. The Chico stick.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the Chico stick?
Y'all remember the Chico stick? Now the bag of Chico stick that you see is not the same Chico stick bag
from back in the day.
From back in the day.
The Chico stick would get stuck in your teeth.
I think it had like coconut and yellow 50.
all up in
high fructose corn syrup.
All up in your teeth.
But it was so good.
It was so good. Did it have peanut butter in it too?
Yes, it did. Oh my god, I could taste it now. Anyway. So he's fighting with his vending machine to get the Chico stick out. The weird lady comes. She says weird shit. Don't ask me what. I don't know what the fuck she says. But she gets the Chico stick out of there. I think telling him like it looks broken, but it's really not.
Right.
So she gets the Chico stick and she hands it to him. And he's like, okay, yeah, thanks. And so he goes back to the car and basically he has a bonfire of the shit that's in his back seat.
Right. He gets drunk. So you can see that apparently he's looking like he's going through a breakup. So all these memories of this woman, her name is Brenda.
Yeah, flashbacks in and out.
Flashbacks in and out. Drinking. He has a bonfire. He burns everything. And then next thing you know, he cuts to daylight. He's on the ground.
Yes.
He doesn't have any pants. He's wearing his boxers. And so he goes into the restroom. And when he went into the restroom, he throws up significally.
Yeah.
So the bathroom is dirty.
Boy, he puts his face to the toilet. Why would you do that?
I was
all I could think about was like,
movie.
oh, this is gross. Not only that you feel like shit after a hangover, but you put your face to the toilet seat. Somebody's
Negro, please.
Somebody's boongie was on the toilet seat. Boongie.
That boongie.
Have you guys ever heard that term? Boongie. Sounds terrible.
Oh my God. When you say it like that, yeah. Boongie.
He put his face to the toilet seat where people put their boongie. It's terrible.
Anyways, he was throwing up. And so while he was throwing up, there was somebody in the stall next to him. And in this stall, it was like a picture.
Yeah, like a drawing of
it looked like a woman body with an alien head. And her mouth was like an alien mouth.
And she had 3 titties.
Like Total Recall.
She had 3 titties and an alien head. I bet you guys like that. 3 breasts.
Yeah, so that it was a big hole in the lady's mouth. So everybody know. Now if you don't know.
Oh no, the hole was in her vajayjay.
It wasn't her vajayjay.
Yes, it was like her. Yeah, because she was standing in like the position of. She's squatting, and I
thought she had the skull. It was the skull.
Oh, the skull was in her vajayjay. It covered her vajayjay.
Yeah, yes. And then but the hole was her mouth.
Yes, my bad. The vajayjay part got me. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah. So at rest stops, I ain't got a dick. So I ain't got a dick. So. There's a hole, and y'all men know these holes. It's called the glory hole. So you stick your dick in that hole, and you release yourself. That's what the other person in the other stall is supposed to do. Anyways, that's what he saw at the other stall. It was this guy, which is voiced by J.K. Simmons. He was talking. He's like, hey, buddy, how you doing over there? Just having casual conversation with him. Yeah. But his voice is so rich.
Yeah, and it's just so rich and deep, and just you want to know who the fuck is in that song.
Right, because he sounds so profound.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so, Wes was like, I'm just here, throwing up my life and shit like that. I had a rough week. And, I just want to go home. I want to clean up and stuff like that. Because, I got a lot of germs. I just realized I threw up in the toilet where people take shit and vomit and stuff like that. And the person in the stall was like, you got a bunch of shit on your face. You got shit, germs, and everything else. I can even name them for you if you want.
Right.
So now into this film, it gets kind of curious now, because then you're like, who the fuck is this person? And if it is a person, right? So we found out that it's really not a person. It's he calls himself a god or a demigod.
A demigod.
So he tells the story of how he was created and what he was created to do.
But my question is, if he's a demigod, demigods are half human, half gods, but this thing was created from the god, so why would he call himself demigod?
I think he was trying to say we called something like him a demigod.
Okay, gotcha.
But we don't even know what's
right,
the
because
real...
he spoke English.
Right. I'm like, right.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean...
But he was like saying that that's what we would call him, but we don't know what he would call himself. Mm-hmm. We know that he told the story of two beings. It was nothingness, and out of these beings, one of the beings felt lonely, so he created the human race. What he was showing on while he was telling the story,
right? But it was because of the children of this being,
which is the human race, because it was the little people.
Oh yes,
they showed the human race, little people.
The story reminded me so much of Zeus and his siblings. They killed Kronos and locked Kronos away, in Tartarus and whatever. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Right.
When they split the god up in this film, he's basically telling the story to Wes, and he's saying when they split him up, it created the stars, the heavens, and the earth. And earth. Yeah, so,
and then for me, this story reminds me of the Enuma Elish, which is the ancient text of the Sumerians, talks about the creation of man. And so while he was discussing that, I was like, God dang, that's interesting.
That's so true. Yeah, the Enuma Elish. I could never say it.
Enuma Elish.
Enuma Elish.
Eliminate.
Yes, that's true.
So it's part of the ancient text.
Yes.
So so now we find out. Okay,
y'all be stealing shit. I mean, go ahead. No, sorry. Go ahead.
So now we found out. Okay, so Wes was talking to a god.
Yes,
because he was saying, well, Wes, you told me your name. Now I should tell you my name. And what's his name? Gat.
He called him Gat for short. But the way he told Wes that he'll be able to pronounce it if he takes his thumb and his index finger and holds his tongue together and say it. Yeah, and say it slowly. And so obviously I'm not going to repeat it because I don't remember it. But he called him Gat for short.
Yeah, so he called him Gat. So now Wes is freaked out at this point because now he sees that in the next thought, he tried to take a look to see what's going on in there. And Gat was like, bitch, I
told you not to
He was saying that if you look at me, you know, your brain cells can't comprehend my look and you may, bad stuff may happen. So of course Wes was like,
Yeah, right. You know how people are. Yeah, man, this is BS.
Right.
Basically.
So he ended up trying to look into the glory. He looked into the glory hole.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And when he looked in, that's when he saw the kind of like the figure of this God entity. And that's when Wes started to go crazy. Because then he started having flashbacks of his relationships with Brenda and the things that was happening. And Gat was trying to say, listen, the universe needs a favor for you. And I need for you to be present. I don't need for you to run back in your memory. Mind.
Yeah, y'all know how it is. If you got Mercury in the 12th house, you know exactly what's going on here. Okay.
Because Wes wanted to get the fuck out because he realized there's some creepy shit happening and he wants to fucking go.
Yeah.
And so Gat was like, listen, I need for you to be present. Stop going in your mind because every time you go in your mind, I'm going to fuck it up. So Wes wasn't listening. He constantly kept on going back into his mind until Gat fucked him up real good. Mm-hmm. So then finally Wes was like, well, okay, now what the fuck you want? And he was like, I'm trying to fucking tell you, bitch. Yeah. The universe needs something from you. This is what's happening. My father, which is Gat's father, is looking for him and he's hiding in the stall. His Gat's main purpose is to destroy humanity. It's to destroy the world.
Yeah. That's why he was created. Yeah.
Right. And so I think Gat fell in love with humanity.
Yes.
And he didn't want to destroy the world. He
had feelings.
Feelings. Nothing more than
feelings. We don't own that. We don't own that. Don't come for us. Don't shut us down.
Don't come for us. Let us come for you. So he ended up having compassion, which is why maybe he could be half human and half God.
That's where the demigod, because he's experiencing the human emotion.
Right. So he tells Wes, like, okay, this is what I need for you to do. In order to save humanity, I need for you to satisfy my my pleasure.
I need for you to satisfy my something.
He just said, I need
something
for you to
body.
satisfy
I forgot what it was. Yeah, and so were you thinking the audience? You're like, oh God.
It's not the audience. It's just us. We just have a dirty mind.
Oh God.
Like, bitch, he want his semen.
He want his dick. Oh my God.
He want his dick.
He wants him to stick it into the glory hole.
Right, because when he asked him, I need for you to satisfy me.
And rise to the
occasion. He was using these words. And I was like, okay, so he wanted to put his dick in there. So this film, this is the funniest part of the film to me. So Wes, gets the courage to actually okay, because he didn't want to do it. He's like, I gotta give you in his head, he's like, no way, I'm not doing that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But he gathered enough courage to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it. So he went and Wes took his dick out and he stuck it in the glory hole. And then Gat was like, what the hell is that?
What? So you think your penis is gonna save the world? Oh my God, yo! But Dee called it though. She was like, "It'd be funny it'd be funny. Gat says, "What the hell is that?" And that's exactly what he said.
Because I was like, because you're a guy, you don't need his dick.
God, why would you need his dick? He said, I don't. What am I gonna do? No.
But that line was funny as fuck.
It was, and Wes was like, okay. Just
tell me what you want.
What do you want? Move past that.
Tell me what you want. What you really want. Okay. So Gat was like, okay, nigga, I want your liver.
Yes.
And Wes was like, you want what now? He's like, I want your liver. And he's like, well, okay, well, I'm not gonna fucking do it. Like, no fucking way. Because Gat pushed in the, we're skipping a whole bunch of shit.
We're skipping stuff. That's fine, y'all.
It's not important.
Right.
So Gat pushed the mirror like a piece of glass
for him
underneath the stall and said, you have to give it to me. You have to give it to me as an offering.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
know how it is to appease the gods.
Right.
You got to give the offering.
Right. So Wes was like freaked out. He was yelling. And then while he was yelling, Gat was like, listen, my dad is close. I can't protect myself. I can't protect us anymore from hiding because he's gonna. My powers is getting weak and he's gonna find me. So Wes dumbass was like, man, fuck this shit. Hey, daddy, he's here, daddy.
Here. Oh my god,
daddy. So Gat was like, bitch, stop that shit. And so the whole restroom was cracking.
Because the big mucka was coming.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, civilization, humanity is doomed. Because at this point, it was a piece of the bathroom that flew open. And he saw, like, the universe.
Right.
And he was like, Wes was like, oh, it's beautiful. But that's not what he was seeing. He was seeing Daddy Dearest coming to demolish this world.
Yes. And so he finally, Wes finally goes inside the stall and pretty much, because Gat is telling him, like, do it for Brenda. Do it for your country. I'm just kidding.
He said, do it for this country.
Red, white, and the blue. So he's like, so Wes looks down and, thinks of Brenda or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And Wes picks up the mirror and about to cut. And he's about to like really get in there. And Gat's like, it's on the other side. And so, because I was like, yo, does he even know what the fuck is that?
I don't even know where to cut for my liver.
Okay, so he moves it to the other side and it starts to really dig in there. And as he's digging in there, he's thinking about when Brenda found like a box of photos and maybe underwear or some form of clothing or something.
Yeah. It's like a trophy box.
A trophy box. And so Wes looks at Brenda while she's looking through these photos, and it's photos of a bunch of different women. And so we come to realize that Wes,
it was a bunch of women with like uncompromising
positions.
Right, it's just like that. Like their face was scared. Yeah. They were crying. Yes, makeup is messed up, but you can see like they're being attacked.
Yeah, so we can tell at this moment that Wes is not who he seems to be. Right, and so as he's cutting. This whole thing, memory as we see it, is unfolding. Right. He has a knife in his hand. He's like looking at Brenda because Brenda uncovers this his secret. Yeah. And so we see Brenda. She's like in a dress and she has like blood on her. Mm-hmm. And so we come to the conclusion. Well, I was like, oh my God, Brenda's dead. Right. Brenda is not alive anymore.
Brenda don't have the baby. Because that's what Tupac said. Like
okay, Peter Vincent. Woo! So we come to the conclusion that Brenda is dead. Yes. And so this is why
Wes is a serial killer.
Serial killer, guys.
So that's the big secret for Wes. He was a serial killer. And throughout the movie, Gat was just telling him like, you've been chosen. Mm-hmm. You know nobody else can do it, and
you were driven here for a purpose.
You were driven here for a purpose. And, because Wes was trying to get out, somebody came it was like a maintenance person came to the restroom and he didn't want to listen to Wes and he went inside and he got himself killed his ass. Yeah. And so Wes was freaking out and shit like that. But we ended up seeing like, oh shit, Wes is a serial killer.
Wes is a motherfucker.
He's an asshole.
Yes.
And so now we come to realize that before Gat told him to give me his liver, Wes was like, but I need my liver. And Wes was like, you just need 25% of it.
Yeah, you mean Gat?
Gat said, you just need 25%
of it, man.
Like, you still gonna survive.
Yeah.
You still gotta give me that.
I just need a piece. I want the whole thing.
But Gat took the whole thing.
Gat took the whole thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he taking the whole liver?
Because I thought he said, but then I was like, maybe the 25% is the other piece of the liver.
Yeah. So we see Gat take the liver, and we see Wes fall to the ground, and the stall opens up, and we finally get a look at Gat. I mean, it just looks like something from Lovecraft.
Lovecraft
yes.
Creature with all the tentacles
and everything and weird looking shit.
The little. It reminds me of The Thing.
Yes, perfect example.
Yeah,
of The Thing.
Of The Thing.
Yeah, and so Wes is lying there, just kind of like
happy that he saved the universe.
Yeah, and he says, what does he say?
He's a hero.
I'm a hero, and we don't see Gat. Now, mind you, the bathroom is clean, as though nothing ever happened.
Right.
And Gat is like, you're not.
But Wes is bleeding out.
Yeah, Wes looks sick.
Terrible, sick.
Okay, he's pale, and so he's like, yeah, I'm a hero. And Gat is like, we hear Gat, we don't see Gat, but we hear him. And Gat says, you're not a hero. Because heroes are remembered. And you're not gonna be remembered. You're gonna be forgotten.
Right.
And he tells Wes, you and I we're destruction. We do not belong in this beautiful world. And then he tells Wes, he's like, goodbye, Wes. And so Wes crawls out of the stall and finds the bear.
It crawls outside too.
It crawls outside.
It crawls outside.
And Wes just dies, y'all. Wes just dies, and
that's the end of the fucking
and there's
film.
green eggs and ham.
This movie, I enjoyed this movie.
I did.
It really pull you into like uncertainties.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it seem like because what you see is not what you get.
Right, so you're kind of unsure as to what really happened.
Right, you think he's going through a breakup, but it's not. It's him going through his, He
probably has these crying sessions or these bonfire sessions.
Mental breakdown
when he kills the victims.
Right.
Yes.
And so Gat knew that he was a heavy drinker.
Yes.
And with people like us who drinks a lot.
Only on weekends.
Only on weekends.
Only one recording.
My liver is fine.
Yeah, my liver's fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Gat probably realized, he's a drinker, and you need your liver to clean to clean your body, and him removing the liver will
it's almost like
will kill him.
Yes, so it's almost as though the guilt weighed so much on Wes that he had to do these things to him. So you as the audience are like, did this really occur?
Right. So that's what me and W was thinking. We was like, what if he had a mental issue and this never happened?
This never really happened.
He's having all this conversation with himself.
With himself. Listen, the shit is real.
Yeah, mental
health.
Mental health is real.
Is real. So,
but all in all, I enjoyed this film.
I really did enjoy the movie.
I was surprised by it because
I gave it a shot. Goddammit,
because I thought it was going to be like the Nicolas Cage movie.
I would have been upset. They would have gotten an email from me.
But guys, what were your thoughts on Glorious? Let us know on our email at 2drunksisters@gmail.com. The number 2 drunk DRUNK sisters. SISTAS@gmail.com, and find us on all social media platforms,
YouTube, Twitter,
like, share
Facebook,
our content,
IG.
And I want to say thank you for everybody that's listening to our podcast.
Yes, thank you so much, guys.
We have like a surprising. Listen,
I'm shocked.
I'm shook.
I'm shook
to the roof.
Shooketh to the shocketh. Thank you guys.
So thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll talk to you another
later.
time. Okay, y'all. Okay then.
Peace.